You're tuned in to the world of Tom, where you catch all the facts and stay connected with Tom Lane.
Program.
I know a lot of times.
Me, look at you. You look all cute. Okay.
Most churches operate up under, non-for-profit, which the government and the state official sees that as a business. You know what I'm saying? So it's still considered a business, even though it's a church. And not only that, now we're in a virtual time where everything is streaming, where I believe it's important that churches also, they should make sure that their marketing is up to par. Make sure your branding is where it needs to be. Make sure that you have things in place now where people can see your church, the image of your church, how you're functioning, really based on Facebook, YouTube, all of that. So all of that really falls into what I do, and also falls into the consulting part in business. You need it.
Do you think that with us being in a pandemic, and we know that it has affected businesses and it also has affected churches, do you think that the churches will now start, because I've seen some churches go to online services and stuff like that, but do you think that this will be the new norm moving forward, like the next 10 years, we'll see more churches adopting, social media branding and all that, going against those stereotypes that, the pastor or the reverend is taking money, doing what he wants to do. That, it's people out there that don't like to see a pastor driving in a Mercedes or driving a Jag, because their first perception is, what they're doing, what are they doing with that tithing money?
Absolutely. Well, that's a good point. I do believe that social media streaming is the new norm. And if you think about it, it was becoming normal before the pandemic came. There was, churches and ministries are already trying to evolve into the technology world already. We were still assembling or coming out together on Sundays within the four walls of a building. But with the pandemic, it really pushed people to where some people didn't even like streaming. Pastors weren't comfortable with streaming, but now they were forced to stream, and they were forced to do this because of the pandemic. And I believe that it is going to be a part of the new norm, because really, because of the last few months, it's going to put people in a different mindset. People have gotten comfortable now. People are used to now just getting on Facebook, listening to their pastors or whoever, not having to get up, not having to drive. They can do everything now virtually. So I believe that it is going to be the new norm, for one. And that's why I think it's very vital and important that churches and ministries, that if you don't know, ways to really bring things together, you need to reach out to someone that can help you find ministries that things are, where it's working for them. And you need to probably reach out to them, because it's going to be the new norm. And if churches don't evolve, a lot of churches I don't see really surviving, because we could be in this pandemic this time, honestly, for at least another year.
Right.
So, it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do as a pastor? What are you going to do as an administrator? What are you going to do? You need to find people that's going to help you market. You need to find people that's going to help you strategize, and so that you can be where you need to be in this virtual world. And going back to what you said about giving and stuff like that goes all back to, I feel like, your brand. That goes back to the image and how you present your church. If you have those trusted members, or the members that trust you and they know that you are who you are, hopefully they'll continue to keep giving and so on, even in the midst of the pandemic. Because I tell people all the time, even though we're in a pandemic, doesn't mean that God stopped. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that we still don't obey God, because that's what's spoken His word. So
yes, we've been talking about this feeling that, she asked me if I felt it, and I haven't asked anybody if they felt it, but we keep referring to it as a shift. Now, we read in the news, that a few months ago, we had the new moon, we had the magnetic fields shifting in the earth, we had the Mercury thing that was going on. So the earth itself is going through its own changes in 2020, besides the coronavirus, besides police brutality. Like, within its core, something is happening. And I am feeling as if it is elevating. I don't know if it's just women, because I haven't seen any testimony from a man or, you know, a male perspective, but women. I am seeing a lot of women start businesses, get confident within themselves. They are loving themselves more. Am I the only, are we crazy here? Is there a shift out here? Like, what would you say to that?
I definitely believe that there's a shift. There's a shift going on, and I mean, I feel like there's a spiritual shift, there's a natural shift, and things are changing. Things are changing, and they're changing quickly. I believe that probably maybe I want to say maybe the last maybe 8 or 10 years, I feel like women as a whole are just, you know, coming to the forefront anyway. It seems like more women are becoming, I want to say, more sure of themselves. They're becoming more, I want to say, vocal. They're getting bolder. They're, like you said, they're starting businesses. They're doing things that, you know, years ago women would not do. I think women are just becoming more confident. And I believe that started years ago. And I think we're just starting to see it more. And the thing is, too, is that, and you got to realize, like in this pandemic, a lot of people have been home. So that means when you're home, you have more time to do things. You have more time to think. You have more time to, you know, start bringing things together. So I believe that's also helping people to step out and start businesses and just getting out there doing what they've been, you know, really placed here to do. I believe not just men, women have a great purpose here on the earth. I believe they just didn't know how to do it and how to be vocal years ago. But now women have more rights, you know, and we have more resources. I believe when women come together and the things that we can do as a group, as a collective group, and how powerful things are, it's just I think it's definitely a shift going on for sure. But I believe the women are just stepping up, you know what I'm saying, and just not being afraid to do it and get out there.
Yeah, I agree. We've been questioning that for like the last couple months, since March. Would you, because I also been referring to Corona as a blessing and a curse. Just because the curse behind it, of course, is that we're losing lives, the numbers are going up, people are being affected, families are being affected, and, you know, they're shifting in that way when they wasn't planning on having to deal with transitions and stuff like that. But the blessing in it is that everybody is sitting down paying attention. I'm being heard. We are all being heard. So would you say that coronavirus is a blessing and a curse? How would you categorize it?
I would say it's definitely been, I want to say, a blessing, and it also has, you know, had its negative effects, you know, as well. And, you know, me, I just go back to the Bible, when in the Bible where it says that all things work together, you know, for the good of them that love God and that's been called according to his purpose. And I believe that no matter what it looks like, that it's supposed to work out for our good. If we belong to God, he's going to work some things out, you know what I'm saying, for us. Because in the midst of it, I'm telling you, I mean, I could just speak from a personal level and just be transparent, is that it's been a good time for me. I've been able to do things that I needed to do. I've been able to, you know, put my mind on other things. I have another book that's coming out, you know what I'm saying? So that, and just working on my business, God has blessed me financially and opened up doors, you know what I'm saying? I've been working out, you know what I'm saying? Having more time on my hands to do things that I wanted to do, spend time with my family, with my daughter, you know, so it's been a blessing. It's actually, I mean, spending time with God, because, you know, as one thing that I was wondering about, as America, as the world as a whole, we're so busy at times. You know what I'm saying? We are so busy. You know, we're always going. Everybody's moving fast. It seems like we're trying to speed up everything now. You know, quick. We want everything right instantly. So, you know, I believe that this time was for, you know, people to just settle down, get your minds together, get closer to God, get closer to your family. Some people don't even talk at home. You know what I'm saying? They would wake up, go to work, eat, go to bed, you know, the same thing every day. So I believe that it's been a good time, and it's been a good time. And I believe if we use our time wisely, that, you know, people can come out of this better, you know what I'm saying, with healing, confidence. Like you
Mhm.
said, the businesses, people are birthing businesses out of this. I believe millionaires are coming up out of these
Hey,
times.
skin friends. My name is Jamie DeWald. I am a esthetician and owner of J Aesthetic Skincare and J Aesthetic Studio here in Marietta, Georgia, and I am a proud supporter and sponsor of In the World of Tom.
Every Thursday with Tom Lane.